The U.S. House Ways and Means Committee is holding a series of field hearings throughout the country. Now, the first was in West Virginia last February, and the second was held in Yukon on Tuesday. Capitol Correspondent Jason Doyle reports on what the committee's Republican chairman, Jason Smith, is hoping to accomplish.
I want to start by thanking our hosts and welcoming our colleagues to the Heartland of America.
The Express Clydesdale's barn was the backdrop for this week's U.S. House Ways and Means Committee meeting. It's part of an effort to expose Congress to the people they impact by making laws.
Once we took back the House in November last year, Speaker McCarthy pledged to take committees on the road to meet the American people, to see how the policies were working that we passed in Congress. And so we've done this as our second hearing with Ways and Means. The first one was in West Virginia.
Congressman Kevin Hern is a member of the committee chaired by U.S. Representative Jason Smith of Missouri, who took the opportunity to take a swipe at the Biden administration's spending plans, past and present.
If history is our guide, America's heartland should expect a budget that continues Washington's assault on their way of life. Biden's last budget threatened $45 billion in new taxes on American energy producers. It spent $330 billion on policies that discourage work.
The Ways and Means Committee's panel of guests include a meat processing plant owner, a manufacturer, a rancher, an oil and gas business owner, and the executive director for the Oklahoma Policy Institute. They were asked to tell the U.S. House members what they're facing as business owners and employers.
I know from my position I was asked to talk about agriculture and what some of the concerns are that we're facing here in Oklahoma with drought.
Kelly Payne is a farmer and rancher in Mustang and is the former president of the Oklahoma City National Stockyards. She told the committee the drought in Oklahoma and other parts of the country forced some cattle ranchers to cut back because they couldn't take care of the herd due to rising costs and fewer feed and water resources. But that did have a positive effect for market beef prices that producers receive, in a way.
Market's great as far as the cattle market goes, but if you don't have anything to sell, that doesn't really do much for you. So just an incredible chance to tell Oklahoma's story to a very powerful committee in Washington.
Mills Machine Company President Chuck Mills told lawmakers that finding qualified workers has become a major task for his business.
There are some answers. There's really two things that we talked about is, reduce the incentives for people to stay home. Let's get people back into the workforce. Workforce training and education is important, imperative.
He says some potential job applicants don't have a will to work.
Some of the society issues we have with people just that checked out or that people just don't want to work, and we've got to change that. We've got to break that cycle.
Mills contends schools need to get back to showing students what's possible when they get into the workforce.
Part of that will be starting in the classroom, starting with the next generation, trying to let them have the opportunity to explore careers, maybe generate some excitement to maybe be interested in a future.
Payne agrees workforce development is crucial right now and points to a recent initiative launched by the State Chamber of Commerce and Governor Stitt.
I think we're very, very fortunate in Oklahoma with Chambers of Commerce and our economic development initiatives. We have a little easier time, but you did hear many of us comment about keeping people, getting them in and then keeping them retained. So we've got some work to do.
Oklahoma is not alone in needing workers.
Oh, clearly that's a challenge everywhere, in Oklahoma in particular, but across the country. How do we have enough people to fill all the jobs we have?
While he doesn't sit on the Ways and Means Committee, Lucas was invited to participate in this week's hearing and noted how important the decisions made are to Oklahoma industry.
I can't think of a single industry in our state that is not directly impacted by the work of this committee. The future of ag, energy, manufacturing in Oklahoma and across the country is dependent on tax and trade policies that work for these industries, not against them.
The Democrat who is the ranking member of the House Ways and Means Committee is U.S. Representative Richard Neal of Massachusetts. He contends that Oklahoma is positioned to be a leader in clean energy development, and that future could be accelerated through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed by Congress and signed into law a year and a half ago.
Sure. This is one of the top states for clean energy development, thanks to Oklahoma's ample wind, solar, and hydro energy potential, existing infrastructure, and talented labor force. When coupled with the bipartisan infrastructure law and tax credits championed by the Ways and Means Democrats and the Inflation Reduction Act, the clean energy economy in Oklahoma is accelerating.
Not directly agreeing with Neal, Congressman Hearn did note that Oklahoma is an energy leader and clean energy development is already part of the state's economy.
Most don't know this. Everybody thinks of us as a 95% oil and gas state, but almost 50%, over 50% of our energy in our state are from renewables. Something that needs to get out across America. We believe in the all of the above energy for all of America.
Hearn says people across the nation are looking to places like Oklahoma to set up their business and raise their family.
In fact, census data shows that Oklahoma is among the top 10 states in the country where people are moving to. But while Americans can migrate to states with friendlier business climates, they still face an overbearing federal government and burdensome policies from the Biden administration that stunt their growth.
While the committee members are now back home or in the nation's beltway, the panel of Oklahoma business owners feel they've been heard.
It's not often that you get that opportunity to speak to policymakers that can make a difference. And that was just an incredible opportunity.
What was really hopeful about having them come down and meet with us boots on the ground, they're getting to see, they're looking for solutions. We want to try and make things better, get our economy back on track. So I've got a lot more hope today.
Jason Doyle, the Oklahoma News Report.